Hi everyone, I hope that you are doing well. We're in a very different location today. We are in my bedroom because I thought I would show you my makeup collection. I used to do these videos every so often. I think I was like on a pretty good streak of doing one once a year and then I fell off. Last week we kind of went over my like everyday essentials that I always have with me, and then these are the items that I like pull those from and I'm always like playing around with in the background. I try and do my best to use the products that I currently have open before opening anything else. There are obviously some exceptions. I am not perfect at doing this, but I try and keep my collection relatively curated for someone who absolutely loves beauty and is always wanting to try what's new. But I do try and keep it relatively curated, as you guys will see. At one point I had like drawers and drawers of stuff, and there's just so much waste involved with that, which I don't think you really get to see on YouTube, but every product has an expiration date. So if you're not using them, you're throwing them away, and that just always felt heartbreaking for me. So again, I try and keep it relatively small. This is probably going to be larger than some people's collections. This is probably going to be smaller than other people's collections, but for me, this is like a real passion of mine. So it does really feel like a true collection, and I love playing around with all of these products. So I've mentioned this before, but I'm just like not feeling my vanity setup. I think I have a table in mind. I've wanted a new one for years and years at this point. The one I have right now is like a computer desk from IKEA that I bought, I don't know, probably like 6 years ago at this point. And it's been great, but it's a little bit small and it doesn't actually have any built-in storage, which is something I really want in whatever the next evolution of my vanity is. And so for the past couple of years, I've been just like on the hunt for the perfect table. And if there's one thing about me, it is that I'm very particular with purchases and very particular with what I want. I don't just buy something out of the blue. I will have looked at it for months and months and months and done all my research and really made sure that it's exactly what I want before purchasing. So I'm still kind of in the journey of trying to find the perfect table, but I think I have one front runner. That's been a front runner for a while now. So I'm thinking about like actually moving forward with buying it. And if I do, I'll do an updated tour and everything. But let me show you what's in my current makeup collection. I won't go through every product because that would take so long, but I'll kind of show you like the clusters of products and what I have. And then this is always a good way for me to show you what I'm currently using. So if you have any questions about any of these products, let me know and I can either reply back or we can do a whole video on them depending on the amount of questions and all that good stuff. So let's get started. Let me show you my vanity. This is my vanity table. It's made it through many different moves. Hopefully you guys can like see me and kind of see the table. It is, like I said, a little computer desk from IKEA. It's had a long life and it's wonderful. I think I might move it into our office for just like an extra tabletop if I end up getting a new vanity table. But I also have this set of drawers over here, and the top two drawers are where I keep my makeup collection. So we'll pull those out in a second. I keep like my jewelry box on here. I have that bag of everyday makeup we talked about, brushes, and then I also have this mirror, which is really great. It's from a brand called Fancy. I have really been enjoying this. I've been looking for a light up mirror that I like, and I really like the style of this. It feels super sleek and modern, but you get that like light up feature, and then it's just rechargeable. I always try and have my vanity by a window because I think natural light is the best light to do your makeup in. Our bedroom doesn't get like a ton of direct sunlight, so I have it next to this window behind me here, and I'll just kind of like swivel and do my makeup using that light, or sometimes I'll just take my mirror since it's portable and I'll go into our kitchen because we actually get really beautiful light there, and I'll sit at the kitchen table and do my makeup. Let me pull out the drawers so I can at least show those to you guys and you can get a sense of what we're working with. So like I said before, I keep everything in these drawers, and the first drawer is my everyday products when they're not in my makeup bag, my complexion products, and then some prep products back here. And then the second drawer is everything else. So I have some lip products, which I feel like I have a ton right now. I usually don't have this many. A couple of eyeshadow palettes here, more miscellaneous eye palettes there, some miscellaneous lip products, lip glosses, stuff like that that wouldn't fit in one of these. And then in the back here, I have highlighters and bronzers and blushes. So I will pull each of these out and we can go through and I'll show you what's in all of them. All right, it might be a little echoey now because I'm sitting in my kitchen, so so bear with the audio, but I wanted to go over the first drawer with you guys. This is like everything that is in my current makeup bag. So I just dumped everything in here. So if you guys want to see what's in this, you can go check out last week's video. But starting with the next container, which is the other one in this first drawer, these are all of my base products, so concealers and foundations basically. My base products are as followed. I have the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation, and I actually think this is a bit too dark for me, so I'm gonna see if someone in my family or a friend actually wants this. This is the foundation that I wore on my wedding day. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This is like a cult favorite product and it held up really well on my wedding day. I will say it gave me a very similar finish to the Kjaer Weis foundation, which is a favorite of mine, so I think I would probably replace this next time with the Kjaer Weis foundation. I have two Westman Atelier foundations, one in Atelier 1 and one in Atelier 0.5, so lighter and darker. I love this foundation. It reminds me a lot of the Merit Beauty foundation, which was in last week's video and in that like everyday container that I just put to the side. I have the Jones Road Beauty foundation. I like this as a really light kind of like tinted moisturizer BB cream. This is not going to give you a lot of coverage, but it does help to even some of my skin tone. My issue with this is that it does get oily over time, so I really have to powder this. I think this might be better for very dry skin, and I have kind of like normal to dry skin depending on the day, and definitely during the summer this is too oily for me. And then I have two concealers. This one was actually in my everyday bag, but I moved it back in here because I haven't been using it that much, and that is the Ilia True Skin Serum Concealer, which is really beautiful, light coverage, great for under the eyes. And then I have this Jones Road Beauty Concealer, which I actually really like. It's a stiffer concealer, so I feel like the coverage is fuller than other concealers that I have, so I often use this one over blemishes. I also keep all of my powders and pre-makeup priming products in here. So I have the Jones Road Miracle Balm, which I actually haven't played around with that much, but this is on my list to try. I have Ilia Bright Starred Eye Cream, which is something I used under concealer on my wedding day too. It's like a great kind of illuminating eye cream, so it looks really nice under makeup. I have this Merit Beauty Great Skin Glow Serum. I have this blotter, which you can kind of throw in your bag. The primer that I used on my wedding day, it's a little trial size of the Tatcha Silk Canvas, and eye primer from Ilia, the All-Nighter Setting Spray that again I used on my wedding day. I had a lot more prep products on my wedding day than I usually use, so that's why this little bit is fuller than usual. I have the Givenchy powder, again use this on my wedding day. I have the Jane Iredale powder with SPF. This is more of like an everyday powder for me. And then the last two things that I keep in here are my Kjaer Weis Artist Palette, which I can refill if I want to, and then also the Salt Beauty palette. This I can refill with little salt palettes if I want to. It fits 1, 2, 3, 4 in here. All right, on to the second drawer. The first thing in the second drawer when you open it are all of my lipsticks. So I have two empty containers for Le Bouge Rouge. These are refillable lipsticks, and then I have the actual paper inserts here with name of the lipstick on the bottom. You can pop these out of their paper case and you can put them into a more formal lipstick case, and they work just as well. This is one of my favorite colors. This is the nude pink. This is a really great just everyday lipstick color. I don't want to take too much time showing you all of these, but you can see I have a couple of Kjaer Weis lipsticks here. I have a Rose Ink lipstick in Poised, which is a really pretty berry tone. This will be really nice for fall. I kind of use it as like a lip stain during summer. I do have 3 of these Merit signature lips and I really love them all. Baby is like one of their most popular shades. I thought I was gonna wear this on my wedding day, but I ended up not using it. It is a really nice nudie pink though. It does have a little bit more brown in it than the Le Bouge Rouge pink. And then Aperitif is one of my favorite reds of all time. It's like a real orangey, really vibrant red. So when I reach for a red, it's usually this one. I do have Written in Blood, which is like a more traditional blue red from Ritual de Fille. I have 2 eyeshadow palettes that kind of hang out outside of any container. The Makeup by Mario palette, which is what I used on my wedding day. This is a really great nude palette. And then I have this palette from Ilia, which is so dirty all the time. No matter how often I clean it, every time I take it out, there's new powder on it. And this is a really pretty kind of purple toned palette from them. The next section in my vanity are these two stacked containers, and I keep all like miscellaneous eye products in here, and then in here are actual lip products that wouldn't fit in that lipstick container. So let's do eye products first. I have two single shadows, one from Jones Road Beauty. This is a really pretty copper tone that I have from them. I have this lid tint from Jillian Dempsey. This is more of a cream kind of gloss that is really pretty just to throw on. It's super sheer. I have one of these Charlotte Tilbury Color Chameleon pencils. This was another product, again, I bought for my wedding. I don't think I ended up using it on my wedding day, but I did use it like the night before. And sometimes if I'm going out, this lasts really well, so I'll pop this on. Liquid eyeshadow from Violette FR. I talked about this in my review. You guys can go watch the review and look at that. I have a Aerie Perez eyeliner, which is probably very expired. I have a Ritual Defeat eyeshadow, which is very pretty, but probably mostly dried out by now. Unfortunately, these dry out so quickly. So if anyone has a trick to like rehydrating them, let me know. A Glossier, again, liquid eyeshadow, a pencil from Eco Brow, and then I have this Glossier palette, which I don't know if I would repurchase because I really haven't been reaching for it. Okay, lip products that don't fit in a normal lipstick container. So that's something like lip liners, which I talked about the Makeup Forever lip liner that I wore for my wedding, but I have a couple others, the Mented, a Kier Weiss one, both really beautiful. Jones Road Beauty, the lip tint, this is a really pretty shade. This is in Just Pinky. This has kind of been like in and out of my work bag with me. It's really great for just like tossing it on for a little bit of color. Lip product I showed you guys in that video. You can go check that out again. Two Minori glosses. I have one that's clear, and then I have one in Juneberry. I'm just not a huge gloss person, although the Minori glosses are extremely comfortable. So if you are looking for a gloss, I highly recommend them. Okay, the final two containers in my collection are, I feel like, the fullest, and these are my blushes and bronzers and then highlighters. So let's start with blushes and bronzers. Starting with bronzers, I have the Psy Beauty Sun Melt, which I absolutely love, totally get the hype of it, use it all the time. The Merit Beauty Cheek Color in Terracotta, again, a really pretty kind of creamy, more red toned product. I have a little baby Westman Atelier sculpting stick in Biscuit, and this is really wonderful for like specific contour. And then the one powder bronzer I have is the Westman Atelier Butter Bronzer, which is gorgeous and super natural. In terms of blush, I have one blush palette. This is from Ilia. This is really wonderful for travel. This Patrick Ta cream and powder blush, which I've talked about before. I used this on my wedding day. This is like one of my favorite blushes of all time. I will forever use it. And then I had those two other blushes, which we talked about last week. And this is a Jones Road Beauty blush. Very pretty, very different color for me. It's like a deeper berry tone. So I really enjoy using this in like fall. Feels very autumnal. And then these Minori blushes are absolutely beautiful. This is in the shade Orchid, which I still dip into all the time. It is a very similar tone to the Westman Atelier blush in Petal. So if you like this, you will love this. Okay, last box. This is highlighters, and I have quite a few here. So let me take them out and show them to you. Starting off with a favorite, the Westman Atelier highlight in Peau de Pêche. It kind of sits between a bronzer and a highlighter. It's like an illuminator, and it has this really pretty kind of tan tone to it, so it makes you feel like you've been out in the sun, and I have loved that for years and years. Probably expired, but I'm still using it. I have this collection of boxed highlighters, which again, it's why like sometimes I refer to this as a makeup collection more than just like my makeup and what I'm using, because these I probably won't ever unbox, but I love them. I thought they were a super unique formula. I don't even know if the brand still exists anymore. This is Phoenix Organic. Keep these special and in their box and like don't really touch them. I have this Minori highlighter in Champagne, which definitely doesn't get enough love for how beautiful it is. I keep it in the box too because I just love the packaging. This is a really beautiful cream kind of to powder highlight. I have one liquid highlighter, and that's from Psy Beauty. This has a little bit too much glitter in it for me. It is really beautiful, but the glitter is really noticeable, and I prefer more of like an iridescence to the skin instead of like glitter particles. Quite a few creamy stick products. So I have the travel size Westman Atelier lit up stick, which is very pretty. No shimmer in this at all. It's just like really kind of almost holographic on your skin. It's really beautiful and translucent. One of Glossier's signature products that made them super famous, which is this highlighter here. The Violet FR Balm Shine, which we talked about before. Again, you can check out that video if you want to know more about it. And then lastly, I have this Merit Beauty highlighter, which is very pretty, a little bit of a deeper tone. I love using this kind of like on my body, especially like on collarbones and on my shoulders. It just has a really pretty bronzy tone for me, and I think it would look very pretty on deeper complexions. All right, you guys, we are back in the bedroom because that is all of my makeup. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that, seeing like where my collection is now, the products that I keep in my collection and enjoy and use. If you want to see the products that I'm reaching for every day, like I've said a zillion times, go check out last week's video. I think I am going to do Saturday uploads, or Saturday or Sunday uploads, and then we'll figure out what day works best schedule-wise for me. That gives me a lot more time to kind of edit and tweak videos. So hopefully that works for all of you, and when there's like an official schedule, I will let you know, but appreciate your flexibility as of right now. So thank you all again for watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye.